Think about how many people we worked with at that station, at the cluster of stations that came in and out of those doors. Personalities, radio personalities.
Oh, yeah.
They
was
were
always
thrown
changing.
away like trash. They would hand out $1 million checks like it was going out of style. Remember when there was one guy?
Yeah, I know.
I won't get into it. I won't get into names. But there was one guy at our cluster, and it was as if fucking Queen Mary had showed up at our front door. He was like the red carpet. It was like the
crazy. And I remember thinking when I heard that we had him, I was like,
who the fuck is that? But, you know, he had like one viral video or song or something like that.
He was on like The Biggest Loser or something too. He was in one of those like weight loss shows.
Yeah, he was in one of those weight loss shows. Yeah.
He was a TV star and coming to the radio.
And he was on, and he came to one of our stations that was really trying to make it in the market. Yeah, yours.
That I was trying to sell advertising for.
So this guy, for weeks, there's like a
the build up.
Hank Williams Jr. is going to be on the radio station. Taylor Swift's going to be doing a radio show. It's like, you know, everybody was guessing, and, you know, we all thought that this was going to be like the biggest star that had ever was coming to the Atlanta cluster, and he was going to be broadcast across the world, and right from this little radio station we had upstairs in the corner. And when they made the announcement the day of the Christmas party, and this guy showed up to the Christmas party, we're like,
reveal
who the fuck is that? Yeah, and people were like grabbing his balls, thinking he was like, because he had been on The Biggest Loser. Now, for a lot of people, I'm sure that, you know, they've never been that close to celebrity, including this guy.
Yeah. We'll use celebrity lightly. I mean, yeah.
This guy came. And let me tell you something, audience. Let me tell you something, TZB listeners. He lasted exactly 2 days. 2 fucking days. He didn't show up to work for the first 3 days. He lasted
a little longer than that, but it was like 2 months. It was 2 months.
Yeah, he was like running around, grabbing tits, grabbing ass, pulling his penis out. This guy was a hot train wreck. He'd show up like still drunk from the night before, doing lines in the bathroom. This guy got $1 million fucking check, $1 million check, which, trust me, was a lot of money just even 10 years ago was a lot of money. He got $1 million or something. I mean, there was speculation, but I think we confirmed it was $1 million, right? He got $1 million fucking check, and this guy was there less than 2 months, and he didn't show up for half the days he was supposed to work, and the other half of the days, everybody was pissed off at him because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, or he wasn't sober enough to figure it out.
Yeah,
and it was ridiculous. So they kick him out, and you know what? They pay him another $180,000 to leave. Then there you got the two, morning zoo crew at the other radio station who were literally putting small people in refrigerators that were being used for food.
Jeez,
they put them in a refrigerator. You know how dangerous it is to put somebody in a refrigerator?
Yeah,
that's why they can't lock. That's why refrigerators cannot lock, is because
you can't be stuck inside.
Yeah, people were throwing them out in the 70s, and kids were playing in them and would end up dead. I mean, I don't want to make fun of it, but but these guys were doing it live on air with the refrigerator used by the staff to, keep their smelly leftovers. It was fucking incredible. Well, they got kicked out after 3 months. They were going to be the answer to all our problems. And they got kicked out after 2 months. And they also got, hundreds and hundreds
soon
of thousands.
After this is when they really just started streamlining things.
Yeah, I think they decided that dealing with dealing with personalities like us on a daily basis was too much trouble. Yeah. Let's put Ryan Seacrest on
everywhere.
Yeah.
At all markets, all times of the day.
Well, I get it. It's a business decision that is sound. But these radio, and people like Ryan Seacrest and a couple other people were treated like kings. They were untouchable. And Ryan Seacrest has never said a controversial thing in his life, but there were plenty of others that were saying things akin to what Joe Rogan was saying, and just never even got talked about. And the corporations never had to take responsibility. No, it never reached the level of outrage. And they just kept on talking, and still do to this day, by the way. This is still going on a lot of these radio stations and streaming stations and podcasts. Joe Rogan is not the worst of the worst. I don't know much about Joe Rogan, but I can guarantee you I have heard some other podcasts that are 10 times as bad as Rogan or what Stern did, and no one is talking about them. But, you got to make your own choice. Yeah, they're not getting paid $100 million. And these fucking yahoos on radio, it's unbelievable how shitty everybody except for the top of the top were treated.
Yeah.
The good news is they got paid on the way out the door. The bad news is they'd end up in Poughkeepsie fucking doing the traffic for some, North Pole station. Radio was the worst business, the worst.
It was.
On television.
It was. Yeah.
On television, right? The second you walk in the door into these trailers, you have a masseuse and a makeup trailer and everyone, hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Everyone is treated like a queen or a king. They're treated like talent, right?
Yes.
These people are important to the production. We better keep them fucking happy.
Right.
They got to look good and act good on screen. No one ruffle their feathers.
Right.
The guy wants a fucking thong to put on. Go to fucking Victoria's Secret and get him one. Right? That's how it is. In radio,
Oh, yeah.
it's like you got to pay $5 a day for your own parking.
You gotta pay for your own.
You got to pay for your own fucking parking.
It's so true.
It was just like, it was the absolute dregs of the dregs. And I don't know where that started, but it got me thinking. This whole Joe Rogan. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was going to say, the radio world was not known for their looks, let's say.
No, well, that's why it's radio.
For one, and you could
radio.
kind of do whatever you wanted when the mic was off, which was a lot. You're playing music half the time.
Yeah.
I mean, why not dip into that blow from last night?
That's it. Yeah. And I mean, the station manager
The stories
Karen, no, he
I
does
heard
not.
about before we even got there. I mean, the stories from like the 70s and 80s in radio,
yeah.
it was one gigantic party.
And listen, I'm sure it was the same way in television, but you're right. Radio, you're not on. You don't have to play to anybody. You just have to remember how to speak. And even then, it's likely you're going to get away with something. Why? I mean, I did a radio show from 2 a.m. till 4 a.m. It was supposed to be 6 minutes of talk. We talked for 67 fucking minutes talking about everything. And no one, not once, not ever called us and asked us what the fuck we were doing. We got away with murder. I mean, honestly. And, and it all kind of crazy shit was going on the radio station, even when we were there in the 2000s.
Even when we were there.
But the crazy 80s and the crazy 90s, apparently it was like, why wouldn't you do a little cocaine? You don't have to show it, Think the station manager cares? No, he just wants you to hit the logo and the weather on the nines. That's all the fuck they care about.